What's going on, everybody? Anthony of Jhuly's Aquatics and Gardening, and it's Quick Tip Tuesday. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I transformed this really nice Terra Cotta planter that I recently purchased during my shopping haul. Link to that video is in the upper right hand corner, with Danish oil. This is something that I've done with many Terra Cotta pieces in my garden, and I really like how it transforms and elevates the container from something simple and ordinary into something, in my opinion, grand and extraordinary. So the first step in the process is just to go around the entirety of the container and brush off any excess surface dirt or material. You want to do this because after you've applied the finishing oil, if you haven't completed this step, it can cause bumps or raises in the Terra Cotta, and it can also prohibit the stain from really soaking into the pot. So you want to make sure that you use a microfiber cloth, a rag. It can be damp or not. If it's damp, you have to let it dry. But whatever you have on hand, just to clean up the outside of the pot before applying your finishing oil. Once you've done that, grab your Danish oil. I'm using the Watco brand in the finish dark walnut. I really like how this stain applies to the Terra Cotta, and I like how it applies dark. It goes on really dark, but then it dries really light. Again, that's because the Terra Cotta really absorbs anything you put on there because of how porous it is. So just go through your container and just go to town. Apply the oil willy-nilly. You don't have to follow any particular strokes or whatever. As a matter of fact, I think the more rustic it looks, the more homemade it looks, the more antique it looks. And I love that antique finish, that antique look. So I'm just going around the entire container and I'm just gonna do my thing. Now, if you want it to dry darker, what I would suggest is apply one coat, wait about 15 minutes, let it absorb, apply another coat until you get the darkness that you're trying to achieve. It was a pretty windy day when I was doing this, so it was drying really fast. But overall, I love how this container came out. One thing that you want to make sure and do when you're doing any kind of finishing to a container is go around the inside of the container down about 2 or 3 inches, like I'm doing here. That will make it look like the entire container has been saturated with that finish. It just is for aesthetic purposes. If you don't want to do it, then it's totally up to you. But I would suggest it because, especially when planting in that container, you want to leave an inch or 2 lip at the top so that when you're watering, it doesn't all overflow into your surface and soil gets everywhere. So by having that top 2 or 3 inches stained, it makes it look like the whole thing is finished really beautifully. So this is where I decided to stop. I really like, again, how it turned out. And as you can see, I didn't bother getting into each and every nook and cranny to apply that stain because I liked how some of the original finish was showing through that Danish oil. If you wanted to cover everything with the oil, I would suggest getting a fine tipped foam brush, dipping it into the oil, and then dabbing it into the little nooks and crannies and then buffing it out with your rag. Microfiber cloths are, in my opinion, the best thing to use with this type of work. So you can see here what I was talking about by going down that 2 or 3 inches. Well, you can kind of see, because when you plant, you can see that little lip there. And I'm just going in with simple white and silverish foliage and textures. I want it to be a really simple container. I just used white angelonias, geraniums. I used an icicle plant and a, what's that called again? It's gonna come to me. That conjures silver falls. And then I'm going to put my Osmocote, which I forgot to do in the beginning, but I put it in at the end. This is how it looks in the end. And again, I've probably said it a ton of times, but I love how this container came out. Oh, there are a couple pentas in there too. Didn't remember about that. But yeah, this thing came out really nice. Now, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please show me some love. Give this video a huge thumbs up and make sure that you're subscribed with the notification bell on. It really helps to see you guys responding in the comment section. It's really encouraging to see you guys subscribing, commenting, liking, and sharing the video. I thank you guys so much for your support, and I will see you in the next video.